Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Thanks for coming on. We always appreciate it. And let's see here. Who's going to say hello first? Mike from Norland, Brahim, 1 and 2, 2 and 1. You two guys, I don't know, you got a little trick. And Andrea, too, you're right at the top all the time. Lori Lee from Ventura, California, at the top. Kevin from Oshawa. Sandy. 2 Sandys in a row and 1 from Minnesota. Nick from our staff. Linda from St. Jude, Quebec. And Mary from Norwich. And we're saying hello to all of you. Jeanette. We do a little roll call because I want to say hello. Wendy, Chantal, Ottawa, and Sandy from Chilliwack, BC. Dave from Muskoka. Gina, good morning to you. And I can't see it. Sandy and Gertie from Burlington, good morning. Darlene, Saskatchewan. Andrea, Nova Scotia. Mary from PEI. Fran, Orangeville. And Nina. And John, Elgin, Illinois. How are you? Donna from Park Hill. And Bev, how are you? Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. Donna. And Janine, how are you? Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And Bonnie, how are you? Shirley, Twin Gate, Newfoundland. Keith, our friend from Bell River. Francis, good morning from Vaughan. Karen from Kincardine. Jeanette, how is you? Barbara, Wendy from London. And Carol, good morning. Nancy, Gore's Landing, beautiful. Jean, Peterborough. Nativity, how are you? Susan, Tirana. And Rosa, or Rose, I think. Donna. And John says he's good. Okay, from Elgin, Illinois. Johnny. And Eric, salut, Ottawa. Yvonne, Petawawa, we're in the Ottawa Valley. Nancy, how are you? Tammy, North Bay, thanks for coming on. I know there's many, I can't say. Gary, how are you? Tina, a couple of more guys. Linda from Uppsala. And Melika, Stouffville. Tammy from Saskatchewan. Judy, Catalina, Newfoundland. Carol, Moncton, New Brunswick. Dorothy, how are you? Sherry, I want to sing, Sherry, you have no idea. Karen, Deb, hello. Timmons, Diane, Saskatoon. Robin from Connecticut. I'm going to say hello to Dr. McEwen. Hi, Cecilia. And Kevin saying good morning. Thank God for Kevin around to say good morning to everybody. The ones that I missed. Jennifer, North Bay. Mauricio, Costa Rica. Rose, Cindy, Sunny, Dowling. Yeah, there you are, Doc. Deb. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so I got my little board out today. Now, before I do that, let me show you my T-shirt, okay? Because you guys always comment on my T-shirts. How do you like this one? Don't feed the bears, okay? T-shirt. I'm trying to talk Tony Jr. into putting these out. I get a lot of comments when I go to the grocery store or whatever. I got my shirt on, eggs, meat, and cheese, and they're looking at me, or don't feed the bears. Well, that's sort of an inside joke, right? We know what that means, don't feed the bears. Okay, today, I'm going to bring out my little whiteboard, and we're going to talk here about coffee. Okay? Coffee. A superfood. And I mean it. God's little gift to humanity. He put a bean out there, and it's so good for you. And we're going to look at that this morning. As a matter of fact, I got another one. I got 10 things. I didn't write the 10th one down because I was just going through my studies, and I missed one. And maybe I'll do it right now. I'm going to put the 10th one down just so you guys, I don't want to miss this. It's immune function, but we'll get to that. And I'll show it to you. It actually increases your immune system. Okay, so let's go from the top to the bottom here. Okay, benefits. Okay, can you see my writing there? Okay, get that? Brain. First thing we're going to do is talk about the benefits of coffee and the brain. Okay, and I'll take a picture of this after and post it in our private group. Okay. Now, I've told people over the years, and it's way beyond 150 studies now, okay? I always use that number because I had about 150 studies on the benefits of coffee. And I don't get as much pushback today, but I used to get a lot of pushback about that in my radio days. Coffee, because coffee had a bad rap. People liked it, obviously. One of the most popular pastimes in Canada. Canada became famous for Tim Hortons. And it was a meeting place, okay? And it sort of became famous to have a coffee at Tim Hortons. And then, of course, you know, in the United States, you got Dunkin' Donuts and that was sort of the American equivalent to Tim Hortons. And today, you know, it's more acceptable that coffee is better than they thought, okay? Because you got to understand, I've been around for a long time, and coffee, you know, it's acidic. Coffee is a diuretic. You're going to lose all your electrolytes. And I'll show you a study that today, I think I can get it up here, that'll show you that it's not a diuretic, okay? But anyway, and guys, you know me consistently, I have defended coffee, okay? I have defended coffee consistently, and I've done it for 50 years. Because even in the 70s, coffee's no good for you, okay? You might like it, but it don't like you. That's really what they were saying. And I said, well, no, not from a nutritional value, because it's got so many phytonutrients. And at the end of the day, okay? I don't know if you can read my writing. Remember, I flunked. I remember, this is a true story, by the way. A teacher, I think I was in grade 3 or grade 4, says, if we can understand Tony's, okay, writing today, I'll give you an extra recess. That's a true story. Okay. My penmanship was never up to snuff, okay? But the way I learned is I wrote everything out, and fortunately for you guys, I could read my own writing, okay? So for me, I love writing things out. Thus, we have our whiteboards, okay? Now, let's go over this again. I'm going to put this here. Okay. So, okay, benefits. Let's start up with the brain up here, okay? It increases your dopamine sensor. Okay, what does that mean? Well, it's going to make you feel good. It has benefits for your mood. It has benefits for your energy. Coffee. Okay? Now remember our rule of thumb. You don't drink coffee in the morning till you've had your water. You got that? 16 ounces or a half a liter of water. Make it a habit. Make a coffee a habit too, but you can't have coffee till you've had water. You understand me? That's very, very important. But you can have coffee. And the sweet spot of coffee is about 4 cups a day. That's the sweet spot. Now for me, because this is a question that's going to be asked, well, what about decaf? Well, it is, look, there's ways of doing decaf, and the best way is what they call Swiss water decaf. Okay? So look for a brand of coffee that for decaf has Swiss water processing. Natural, decaffeinated. Some people, the caffeine bothers them. And it bothers me, guys, if I have a coffee past noon, really, I like to go to a decaf. The amount total, 4. The studies are pretty consistent, guys, about this, by the way. 4 cups of coffee a day. And that's where you get, look, you get benefits before 4, but that is the consistent level in studies in terms of how much coffee you can drink in a day, and that's the sweet spot, okay? 4 cups, decaf or regular, and dark roast has more phytonutrients. But guys, I know coffee is a taste thing, okay? Now don't ruin your coffee. Don't ruin your coffee. Don't put sugar in it. That ruins it. And I know that's tough for some people, okay? And try and avoid artificial sweeteners if you can with coffee, okay? So if you want a little stevia in your coffee, well, you go for it. You know me, I don't like milk in coffee. I like cream. Not personally, okay? But I mean the benefits. Cream is fine. Milk, no. Too sweet. Okay? Now, in the brain, here's what the studies are showing. Increase in the dopamine sensor, decrease in inflammation. That is really important. Because you and I talk about inflammation all the time. And inflammation is not Houdini, but inflammation is very destructive in the body, left unattended. Okay? So inflammation, we know, is it's not a root cause of disease, but it is like if your insulin is up over a period of time, your inflammation is up. Free radicals create inflammation. Oxidation creates inflammation. Leaky gut creates inflammation. Okay? So, in the brain, decrease in inflammation, increase in your dopamine sensors, and here's the studies. Drinking coffee really decreases neurodegenerative diseases like MS, like Parkinson's, okay? Alzheimer's. It's so rich in phytonutrients, and that's really important. Has a good effect on anxiety and depression. Coffee. Because I used to get this question all the time, by the way. Okay? I get this question all the time. Because of my studies in chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, well, there was gurus out there telling people, don't drink coffee because that's going to increase your cortisol. It's going to make you worse. And I used to push back about that because I was very big on coffee really helping in cortisol, the opposite of what they were saying. Now, for some people, okay, again, not everybody, but some, with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, I had them flip to, at the start especially, to a decaffeinated, because the caffeine sometimes would rev them up and then they would come crashing down. We did that on an individual basis, and we just sort of, I coached my patient through it, because I said, no, I want you on coffee. It's good for you. It will level out your cortisol. Okay? So, and it will help your mood and will help you in anxiety. It'll be the opposite of what you've been told. And they found that I was right about that. My patients, you're right. It took me a few days, and I had to start with decaffeinated, but then I was able to drink the real coffee, and I felt better. My mood was better. My brain fog was better. Yeah, because it does help cortisol. It helps to balance cortisol. Okay? So, look, I know some of you, you're watching today or listening, and one, either you don't like coffee, or you can't drink coffee. For you, it bothers you. Look, I love you anyways, okay? I do. I feel sorry for you, okay? But I'm just giving you the science here, okay? So, a big thing in coffee too, by the way, okay, is we'll bring this up here so that make sure you can see it here. Why don't I do this? Why don't I get behind? Okay, and I'm going to bring up the second one here. Cancer. Coffee and cancer. Can you see that? Okay, a decrease in especially liver cancer. You know what's coming on? What's huge today? And we know why. What is, the war on cancer? I'm sorry, we're losing. But one of the benefits of coffee is it really protects your body from liver cancer. Okay? And we'll get, because I want to talk about the liver in a minute. Again, because of the tremendous research done with coffee and the liver. Now, but in terms of cancer, really, really important, because liver cancer is going through the roof. Well, no wonder. It's the Costco parking lot. The liver is not meant to be full all the time, but today, because of our boatload of sugar that we consume and high fructose corn syrup, it's causing cancer. Not only fatty liver, but fatty liver sets you up. Fatty liver sets you up for cancer of the liver. And pancreatic cancer, through the roof, used to be a rare thing, but not anymore. Colorectal cancer used to be rare and an old man's cancer, not anymore. And I'm a guy that whenever you see cancers on the rise, why? Okay? Why? I always ask the question, why? Well, again, the first thing I look at is the diet. What's changed? Well, okay, again, history, 25 pounds of sugar when I was a kid. It was still too much, but we consumed on average 25 pounds in the 1950s, if you're wondering, when I was born. I was a kid in the 50s. In the 70s, another generation, my kids, all born in the 70s. Okay? Wow. Okay? Tony Jr. is a half a century old. My son. Okay? My youngest is 45. What does that make me? How can I be still 39? Anyway, okay? In the 70s, they went from 25 pounds in the 50s. Another generation went to 50 pounds. Okay? And now, okay, now we're at 200 pounds. Some say 150, some say 250. I go in the middle and we're at 200 pounds. In 10 years, you've consumed, not you, but North Americans in 10 years, on average, they consume a ton of sugar. That's 2,000 pounds of sugar in 10 years. Hey guys, no wonder we have so much liver cancer. No wonder we have so much pancreatic cancer. No wonder we have so much colorectal cancer and in young people. You see, the biggest thing in cancer, it's not the age. Well, it's not old age. It used to be old age. Not anymore. Cancer is affecting people at a younger age than ever. Hello? Why? I'm a why guy. Why? Why is that happening? Why are we not winning the war on cancer? And the cancer world refuses to look at food. They don't see it. And physicians, and especially oncologists, they're not trained in nutrition. So nutrition, what are you talking about nutrition? And here's some boost. Here's boost. I'm sending you home and make sure you drink Ensure. Yeah, that'll ensure your cancer grows. And boost will boost your cancer. That's what they send you home with. Ah! I scream. Okay, let's just do this here again, okay? So, cancer. Okay, pancreatic. Oh, here's a study. Let me just see if I can get this up here. If I can, I will. If I can't, you know me. Okay, that one's the first one. Let me just see if I can do this without... Oh, I'm so techno... Done. Okay, let me just see what this one is. Okay, let me see what this one is. Oh, that's dehydration. Okay, so I'll leave that one there. I have one there on cancer and melanoma. Do you know that by drinking cancer and melanoma, sorry, coffee and melanoma, you know what melanoma is? Okay? Melanoma is the deadly cancer. And guess what? It's people that don't go in the sun. Yeah, melanoma. That's another topic. But study showing a decrease, if you drink coffee, 20% decrease in the deadly cancer called melanoma. Okay? It's not the sun, and coffee helps. Melanoma. Okay? I have the study right in front of me. I just can't. Anywho. Okay. Let's keep going. Cancer. Number 2 killer in society today. Let's talk about the number 1. Heart. Do you know that coffee's good for your heart? Well, we already talked about inflammation. It lowers inflammation. Inflammation left unchecked will destroy your blood vessels. Inflammation affects the Teflon layer of your blood vessels. The slippery. You want your blood vessels to be slippery. That's why I love oil. That's why I love fat. You see, when you consume healthy fat, it lubricates your blood vessels. Inflammation damages blood vessels. That's inflammation left unattended. Okay? It destroys the endothelial layer of the Teflon layer of your blood vessels. Coffee decreases your inflammation, your CRP, C-reactive protein. Coffee shows that CRP goes down. Okay? Now, so the heart, blood pressure, coffee's good for blood pressure. Studies. My wife says, you only look for positive studies on coffee. You're biased. She's right. I'm biased. But I'm right. Like I said, I've been consistent. Okay, heart. Got it? Brain, cancer, heart disease, metabolic syndrome. This is a beauty, guys. This is a beauty. Okay? Coffee helps in metabolic syndrome. What's metabolic syndrome? What is it caused by? The poor processing of food and insulin resistance. 93% of the population have trouble with metabolic syndrome. 93%. And the result of that is their insulin resistance is high, their inflammation markers are high, their triglycerides are high, their cholesterol is low, their blood pressure is high, their blood sugar is high. High. Metabolic syndrome. And the only thing that would help it is if your cholesterol was high. But it's not. It's low. That's metabolic syndrome. Coffee helps because it acts. Listen. Study's been done. Coffee. Take a coffee with your meal and put it up against a medication called metformin, which is a very popular diabetic medication. And doctors often give it out even when they call it pre-diabetes. Well, look, calling diabetes pre-diabetes is saying to a woman, well, you're a little bit pregnant. You're just a little bit pregnant. Wait a minute. You're either pregnant or you're not. And you're either a diabetic or you're not. But metabolic syndrome is diabetes, really. Diabetes is, it's the last thing that happens. I teach you guys that all the time. But you're on the broad road that leads to destruction if you have metabolic syndrome. Okay? The broad road that leads to destruction. Okay. Insulin resistance, what coffee does, like metformin, it helps with insulin sensitivity. You become more sensitive. Okay? That's a good thing. When you're sensitive to insulin. Okay? Because you don't need as much insulin if you're sensitive to it. Your cells become more sensitive as you drink coffee. Okay? Are you listening? Good for you. Okay. Metabolic syndrome, it helps. And I'll come to one more here in a minute. Let's go to the liver. That's number 5, liver. It decreases the liver enzymes. Okay, so we already talked about liver cancer. And coffee is tremendous for your liver. And guys, think about this for a minute, okay? Think about this for a minute. I want to make my point for a minute. 150 years ago, you know what they discovered? Coffee enemas. You remember that. Well, not that you were born 150 years ago, but it was well established. Coffee enemas were well established. What? Why is coffee? Okay, you understand an enema. But why? Because coffee delivers right to the liver through the portal vein. That's what made coffee enemas famous. Okay? Because it went to the liver. It cleaned the liver. It protected the liver. And it's a delivery mechanism. Coffee enemas. Okay? Wasn't a tea enema. It was a coffee enema. And even today, they still use that therapeutically. Coffee enemas. And people with cancer and whatever often get coffee enemas. Cleans that liver, and your liver is your detox organ. Okay? So liver decreases the enzyme. Let me come back. This is to metabolic syndrome, at least my view of metabolic syndrome. I talk to you guys about this all the time, uric acid. Okay? Now, uric acid, for most people, look, all people produce uric acid. It's a byproduct. It's a byproduct, by the way, of fructose. Okay? It's part of the Krebs cycle. Your body is eliminating uric acid. But when you make lots of uric acid and your body doesn't eliminate it, some people, not all, some people get gout. Okay? But I'm talking about high uric acid levels, high urea. Okay? In your body. And proven, coffee reduces uric acid. It helps to flush out uric acid at the kidney level. Isn't that good news? That's why if anybody suffers from gout and you know relatives or friends or whatever, tell them to drink coffee. And the biggest thing in gout, by the way, uric acid, get off the fructose. High fructose corn syrup. Why do we see so much more gout today? Because of high fructose corn syrup. Okay? So, coffee, number 6, decreases the uric acid. Number 7, the best fiber in the world is coffee. You know me, fiber is overrated. Okay? I talk about that all the time. Fiber is overrated. Okay? But if you insist on fiber, coffee, it's the best for your bowel. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps with peristalsis. Coffee does. It's very good for you. Very good for the gut. Okay, uric acid, digestion, and we talked about cortisol and stress, how good it is for you. Number 9, I think I showed you this. I put it up on the thing a while back. Muscles. It's very anti-aging for your muscles because it has a substance in it, trigolinine. Don't say that fast 3 times. Okay? Anti-aging. Is there anything coffee doesn't do? And then the last one, immune function. Okay? Immune function. During COVID, you know what they were saying? Coffee is good for you. Let me see if I can find the study here. I got these studies, but I'm scared. Okay? Okay, by the way, let me just show you what I posted here. Okay, for you guys, I don't know if you can see this or not. Okay, there it is. Coffee does not dehydrate. Study. It doesn't dehydrate. It's always got a bad rap for that. Okay? It doesn't dehydrate. All right, let me see if I can find the other ones here. Ooh. Okay. Nah. Where'd the other ones go? Gmail. Anyway, I must have erased them. Oh, my word, I'm terrible. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, here it is. Coffee, I'll bring it up. Coffee, what does it say there? 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day may inhibit COVID infection. That was done during COVID. Drink your coffee. Has to do with quercetin. And quercetin helps to drive zinc inside your cell. So have a coffee, quercetin, with your steak, zinc. Okay, let me see if I had another one here. No dehydration and no such thing as too much coffee. Okay, guys, that was laborious. When I'm holding a board, oh my word. I guess maybe I should have used my little easel back there. Anywho, guys, what's tomorrow? Question and answer Friday. Okay? Question and answer Friday. And so send in your questions. We love you dearly. And we mean it. Okay? We'll talk to you soon.